Well, the last few weeks have certainly been emotional. We've had a range of emotions that we're all trying to process. Forrest Fenn, as everyone is aware, has passed away. We had a beautiful letter from his family thanking the search community for all their prayers and concern. And then we've had a letter from the finder, or the supposed finder, of the treasure. And you can read that entire article on Medium and look for the title, A Remembrance of Forrest Fenn. I think this gentleman provides proof that he is the finder by the pictures that no one else has seen of the treasure with Forrest. It is disappointing to all of us that he did not provide the location or any hints or clues. But I think we have to respect his decision why. He has very good reasons to want to remain anonymous. And even in the article, he says he's not sure what to do. And we're going to talk more about that at the end, because we have a special message for the finder at the end of this video and some advice. But before we do that, we still have a puzzle to solve. We still have a location to figure out. And for now, we're on our own. We're going to give some additional information to our previous video. If you've not seen that, we encourage you to go back and watch it, Wyoming's First Clues. But we've got some information on the key word and some confirmation of what the Homer Brown is. So we hope you enjoy this. We're not going to go over the entire solve again, but we will give a quick overview of our solve. We theorize that where warm waters halt is the boiling point of water, 212 degrees, which is Highway 212, which enters the northernmost part of Yellowstone. And from there, you take it in the canyon down. Not far, but too far to walk. And you put in below the Homer Brown, Uncle Tom's Trail, which is no place for the meek. And as you can see, the trip was not for the faint of heart. It's at this point we'd like to give you another little tidbit, and special thanks to the username DS1980 for pointing this out. But do you know how many steps there are down Uncle Tom's Trail to the lookout point? 328 steps. Now that number's familiar. Where have we seen that number before? That's right. It relates back to Forrest's flying days. He flew 328 combat missions when he was in Vietnam. Look it up on the Sabre Society. That is a huge coincidence and a confirmation that Uncle Tom's Trail is the Homer Brown. Left off at our last video talking about the word look and look quickly down, and that being the lower lookout point. But we have another angle that we'd like to look at and for you guys to look at with us. And that is, let's talk more about the key word being look. We've discovered some things that have provided confirmation that the key word may be look. You know, think about the very next line, but Terry Scant with marvel gaze. And there was also a comment back in 2014 where Forrest, 6 questions with Forrest Fenn on Jenny Kyle's site, Mysterious Writings, and I've got it here on the screen for you. He said, many are giving serious thought to the clues in my poem, but only a few are in tight what? Tight focus with a word that is key. So he's talking about a key word. It's the first time he ever mentioned it. And he said only a few are in tight focus with it. Well, what do you do when you look? You have to focus. What are you doing at a lookout point? You're focusing. What are you doing when you're gazing? You're looking, you're focusing. So bear with me a few more seconds here, and I'm getting ready to tie all this together for you. But before I do that, I want to refer back to one more thing, and that is the interview from November in 2019 that Christy and Mike and Cynthia did. It's hard to believe that it's been that long. But they finally got him to admit that the key word was in the poem. And we believe the most overlooked part of that interview and that statement that he made, because he immediately after he said there's one word that'll help you more than others, he immediately said, but you need them all. And then he said one of them won't take you there. And then he started talking about people asking him which clue is the most important. So tie those things together and let's think about them. Think about his thought process and the progression there. Yes, the key word's in the poem, but you need them all. And one of them won't take you there. And then he talks about the clues. So you have to link all those things together. And those of you who are familiar with our famously wrong solve in New Mexico, we theorized that the first 9 these in the poem lead you to the gold. And that may still be right, but we have another theory we'd like to look at using the word look. So in our last video, we pointed out the blaze, the white streak that is the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, and we talked about the lookout points. But let's count how many lookout points are actually there. We've got 1, 2 at the Upper Falls View, 3 Uncle Tom's Trail, Brink of Lower Falls 4, Lower Lookout Point 5, the Upper Lookout Point 6, Grand View 7, Artist Point, interesting, Artist Point 8, and Inspiration Point. He wanted to inspire people, right? Guess how many lookout points there are at the Blaze? There's 9. How many clues do we need? 9. What did Forrest say about the key word? But you need all of them. So what do we do from here? What do we do with these 9 points? Forrest said that the person who finds the treasure will make all the lines cross at the right spot. And he said he felt like an architect drawing that poem. And he said there's an X on the map, at least in spirit. So what do we do from here? How do we connect these 9 lookout points to put an X on the map? Do we use the stars? Do we use the constellations? Do we use the 9 planets? What do you guys think? Let's work on this together. Let's figure it out. And we will talk just for a second about the notion that all you got to do is find a blaze on a tree or a rock, look down, there's a treasure chest, you walk it away. But I think people have forgotten something, and that Forrest said that people driving down the street looking for a blaze, because that's one of the clues, so it is one of the clues, they don't have a chance of finding it. He said you can't start in the middle of the poem and find the treasure. And he said that when he was talking about the blaze. So the blaze is not the end. The blaze is the middle, and Forrest has said it's the middle. We still have to use the rest of the poem to find the exact location of the treasure chest. So before we give our special message to the finder, we want to remind you guys, hey, we're looking for this together. There's no treasure to be found anymore. We just want to figure out the location, because Forrest is gone and the finder's not talking. So put your comments below. Send us an email. Let's continue to work on it. If you give us an idea, we'll give you credit for it in the video. Let's work on figuring this out. So, Mr. Finder, Mr. Shy Guy from the East, we totally respect you wanting to be anonymous. And as you can tell, the treasure hogs know something about remaining anonymous. We respect your privacy. But we do have some advice for you. We do have some insight on how to remain anonymous. I know you said you're not sure what to do about continuing the legacy of Forrest Fenn's chase. We respect you honoring him. But we have some advice for you, and we invite you to email us. Send us an email. We will not try to figure out your identity in any way. And we can help you continue Forrest's legacy that honors him and honors what he did. We look forward to hearing from you.